Good morning and welcome to February. It is February 2nd, early in the morning. I got coffee brewing and I'm thinking about what to eat for dinner today. Our goal for this week is to eat through our deep freezer. I'm hoping not, but I think our poor little deep freezer is dying. So welcome back to the channel. My name is Lauren, and the other day I went to take something out the deep freezer and I noticed 3 out of 4 sides were not covered in frost, which is quite unusual because it was like a couple weeks ago that I went in there. And so I realized that something is a problem amiss. So make sure it's secure. I shuffle things around to see is something blocking the vent or what have you. And still, to no avail, a couple of days later, absolutely no frost built back up on 3 of the 4 sides. So I don't like that. So the most vulnerable items is going to be eaten between today and the next few days so we can figure out if this deep freezer is actually dying and then go find a new one. One of the first vulnerable items is the fresh black-eyed peas. The farmer gave these to me for free. He said nobody eats them. So actually he gave me 2 bags worth. One of the bags is about half full of, no, I would say a third, fourth full of what I grew myself. My mom also has some of the black-eyed peas that we grew ourselves, and we're definitely going to grow more this year. So I'm going to go ahead and add these to a pot of boiling water. It shouldn't take too long because they're fresh, they're not dried. So once I get these brought up to a simmer and they become soft, I'm going to drain them out and fry up some pork jowls in the same pot, then add the beans and some water back. That way we can eat this over rice. I haven't figured out yet if we're going to do this as a side dish or a main dish. It doesn't really matter because my son doesn't like to eat meat, so beans are that's his jam, between beans and seafood. So for him this is a main dish, but for my husband and I have to determine if this is going to be a side dish or a main dish, and I haven't figured that out. I haven't had my coffee, so let me get coffee first, and then all of life I'll be able to figure it out. I wanted to show you the black-eyed peas are boiling away. I keep the pot cracked so it won't overflow. And breakfast, I tried to make myself a little rolled Japanese omelet and gave my husband like 2/3 of it, but he took his plate and ran. This is my plate and my son's plate, but it's time to eat some breakfast and get our school day started. Today's lunch is Korean beef bowl. I made garlic rice. We'll eat some for lunch today and probably for dinner tonight with our black-eyed peas. And I went ahead and sauteed some of the ground pork, and it is seasoning right now. It has seasoning added to it right now that is going to simmer, which is soy sauce, brown sugar, sesame oil, garlic, salt, pepper, onion powder. So I'm going to get that kind of simmering away, and we will top it with a fried egg and eat it for lunch. Good morning. We're starting this Tuesday morning off with some homemade granola. I had to actually mix my own brown sugar because we ran out. And I'll just put this little brown sugar saver in here and it'll keep it kind of moist. So I got about, I don't know, half a cup that's packed. I already put in some olive oil. I often put peanut butter in here, but I'm going to actually preserve my peanut butter because we don't have that much left, and I don't want to use it all in here. But I'm going to use this nice cold honey and I'm probably going to get about a good half cup in here, and it'll help bind the granola. I probably would do a little less because I already put brown sugar in. We're gonna do chocolate version, so I'm just gonna shake in some cocoa powder. I'll always add some more. I have chocolate chips, and I'm gonna probably add cherries to this at the end. One of the most difficult things about keeping a pantry and even a stockpile of food is losing it. And one way you can lose your food is definitely power outages. We lose power around here quite a bit, not for long. However, a dying freezer is really going to hurt. So I'm on a mission to save things, and this week I am going to start cooking some dishes with kale. We grew a lot of this kale, and some of it I did get from the farmer's market. I love kale. And come to find out, after growing like 5 bunches or six plants, my mom was like, yeah, I don't really love kale. She likes spinach. I like kale. So we're going to continue to grow both. I'm actually making a Parmesan cream kale dish. My son loves this. Yes, I raised a kid that likes vegetables, including greens. So that was fresh grated parm, milk from the farmer, and another bag of kale so that we don't lose it. Ate it on the side of some baked salmon and rice. And then my son has to always add his favorite barbecue sauces to it. This is the last bit of a store-bought barbecue sauce. There's my dinner, and I gave husband his. Let's on to the next meal. I am doing a egg bake, like little miniature egg bakes, to continue to save kale. We don't want to lose it. And so I added spring onions and chives in with the kale and bake them off. I added a few more eggs so I could fill up those other 2 cups, and we would eat it along with some sausage. So the side dish tonight's dinner is going to be a crushed pineapple side dish. I'm using 2 jars of pineapple, and I can this up every spring. I have noticed that Kroger, Aldi, Lidl's, almost every place puts pineapple on sale. Less than $2 a whole pineapple around April, May, and I can up about 2, 3 of them. And so when I do that, I end up with about, I think, 2 jars per pineapple when I chunk it or shred it. So I don't have any more shred, so I'm shredding it myself with a fork. And we're gonna make this side dish. Throughout the year, I tend to save up some wonderful bread ends from gluten-free bread, and that's what we use to toast and place on top of this pineapple casserole. The casserole will bake in the oven for about a half hour to 40 minutes, and that's according to the directions. It is such a tasty side dish, but nonetheless, we'll eat it alongside some broccoli, some more bread, and barbecue shredded beef that I cooked in the crock pot with homemade barbecue sauce. Such an easy meal, but another one just to save our food from the freezer den. The effort that I put in the spring and the summer time and eventually the fall to can side dishes are helpful this time of the year, and that's what I'm bringing to you with this dish. All right, see you tomorrow where I add another side dish to a boring basic meal. Saturday night's dinner is going to be very easy. We are putting together sort of like a takeout. I used to call them takeout fake out nights, where we would do our best to buy the least takeout food on a weekend by mimicking those recipes right here in the home. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what we have on the docket. So we're going to do shrimp and broccoli. I have some shrimp here in the water, just keeping it kind of cool. And I'm going to do sort of like a honey ginger sauce with the broccoli. And then I put out our last bag of green beans from the freezer that's going to defrost there. And we're going to add it to some chicken. I already cut up some thighs. And we're going to get it all cooked up. And then I have rice going in a big pot over there. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all prepared, and I'll bring you back and show you guys what we are going to enjoy tonight. Usually Saturday nights we sit down and watch movies or TV together, and we kind of just zone out as we are finishing the week. All right, this is dinner. So everybody be able to come and fill up their plate, have some shrimp and broccoli, some chicken and green beans over rice, and we'll have some dessert after that. Tomorrow, Sunday, starts a brand new week. Second full week of February where we're still eating out of our pantry, freezers, and deep freezer, and all the things that I've canned and preserved throughout the winter months. Thank you so much for dropping by. I truly appreciate you guys hitting the like button, leaving comments, and helping our little space on YouTube to grow. If you guys have any questions, please drop them below. I will keep sharing how we're eating from the farm to the table. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.